Yes.
Welcome everybody to The Circle.
Hi everyone,
Tonight,
Tony Tonkin here from Child Protection Party, and we're with The Circle, and we've got a fabulous group of people with us that you probably saw when we started. Yes, we have. Great to have you all here. This is our final circle for the year. Isn't that sad?
Yes.
Don't you feel sad for that? Yeah.
That's right, we're back next year. So that's
We are, but we've got a whole year of it next year, which is pretty exciting.
Whole 50 weeks.
What?
50 odd weeks.
We have. So tonight's subject is domestic violence, a subject which affects a lot of people that have issues with the Department of Child Protection and child protection in general. So we're going to discuss some issues that sit around domestic violence, how it's presented, the way the department tends to look at domestic violence, even though you may not be in a violent situation at this particular current time, the history that sits around that, the fact that often the department seems to believe that if you're in violent relationships, you're always going to be in a violent relationship. So, and I just realised I was talking to the wrong camera, but that's okay.
you look great.
It doesn't matter which camera I'm looking at, does it?
No.
And I can see my legs.
There you go, apparently.
Yeah, there's been this complaint because we've done away with the table, and everybody now just gets to set their whole body.
Yeah, we're just sucking our stomachs in.
And, you know, so there's a bit of an issue around that last week. I said I don't care. But everybody's brought their t-shirts along tonight. This is really. Oh, you've got a t-shirt. No, the polo shirts, and you've got a t-shirt. It's very sloppy of you, but that's okay.
Could be a tank top.
So let's talk about. So let's have a conversation about where domestic violence sits in terms of how the department, in terms of your experience, sees domestic violence, and what it is that you think needs to be addressed around it. I mean, we're talking about addressing it in a more general way as well. It's about how we deal with domestic violence, what we need to be done about making the public more aware of domestic violence as an issue, and particularly I think tonight when we look at how domestic violence impacts children. So who'd like to start? They're interested. They're really fired up.
We're all thinking hard.
Well, I guess this is a very touchy subject as well. When you think about it, like it's something that the whole society talks about, or we will see it in different aspects, I suppose. So it's quite a sensitive subject, really. Isn't it? It's probably the most sensitive subject we've ever talked to you about. So far, I think.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
What is domestic violence?
Yeah, that's a good
Definition.
Well,
Is it just in the domestic sense or verbally across the whole horizon? Some know first hand, some don't.
What sort of behaviour can you see as coming under?
Well, we know
it's not just violence.
No.
it's not just physical violence, is it?
There's a lot more to it.
Manipulation, shame.
Verbal.
Yeah. Verbal abuse, that's right. It's not just physical, it's verbal, it's sexual, it's emotional, it's psychological, it's financial, it's all those things incorporated into it. So why do we refer to it as violence?
Because there's a.
Easiest one to pick up the
Well, it's probably because they use the word violence as like an attack. They're attacking.
Yeah, because it's kind of like attacking, so it doesn't have to be physically attacking, does it?
It's just the verbal
Or
side of
originally
it.
maybe domestic violence was based on just violence.
Yeah.
As
That's
general.
originally where it started off, and it's branched out as society's changed over
It
time.
used to be the battered wife syndrome.
Yeah.
So it was about physical assault, and then later on we woke up to the fact that it's not just about that.
Well,
it's about other
domestic
stuff.
violence can also lead on to the children too, like the parent taking it out on the kids
Yep.
without
kids
realising.
saying it.
Or the kids witnessing it.
Yeah, kids witnessing, becoming traumatised.
Shown to it, and then when they grow up, they're probably going to think that's okay to do, but really it's not.
That's what they're saying.
As the saying goes, monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah. And let's talk about the kids later on. We'll talk about specifically how it impacts kids. But let's talk about just domestic violence in general. So the department tends to respond around domestic violence by simply saying that if it's happening within your house, then your kids are obviously going to be harmed by that process. But let's talk in a broader sense. What do you think as a community we need to do in order to address the issues around domestic violence?
Interesting question.
It's not like you can stop it that easily, I suppose, either.
I suppose we have to we have to all approach it the same way for starters. Like, I feel like domestic violence is something we all look around on, but there's not a lot done about it. Not really. Like, we talk about how we're all against it, but it's always happening. Like right now, somewhere
Someone's
is getting
arguing.
abused or hit or something right this second now, and people might witness it, but 9 out of 10 people just walk away from it.
I think that's a really interesting point that maybe we should become as a community more aware of violence that's happening to support particularly women. I know a lot of guys. Often I get men telling me, well, men are abused. And I think we should address that issue as well. And it is across the board. The reality is that us men don't talk about the violence that we might receive from women, and because we're not talking about it, it doesn't get addressed either. So men will say, well, there's shelters for this. Well, if 90% of the women are declaring that there's domestic violence, well, of course they're going to be resources provided for them. If it was just as great for men, then resources would be provided for men. I think women have been fabulous at advocating for themselves in terms of the services they want around health and other things, and they've been very good around domestic violence. So we're not dismissing men, and we're not dismissing same-sex violence as well. We need to consider that in all relationships, there's often some form, well, not often, but there are some forms of violence. So, okay, so as a community, we should address it more. How as a community do you think we should
do courses?
Yeah.
I think it's just important to be the parents not being scared to reach out for support, because they believe the children may be removed. And if you don't, then that's pretty much what happens.
Yeah.
They do end up being.
So to make sure that when people are experiencing DV as the victim, that they need to know that they can be safe and clear. I think it's an important point. Do you guys agree with that?
There's so many things that come into it. It's not just, you may have to leave, you may have young children and you have to go and say, so you have no toys, you have to wait for someone to bring you food, and it's just easier to go there.
Yeah, absolutely. So women need to be, particularly, I guess, need to know that they can feel safe, that the kids aren't necessarily going to be removed from because of that. What's you guys' experience in relation to the department recording instances where you have been in violent relationships? Is that kind of held against you as well? Is that become a trouble? You've been a perpetrator.
Yes.
Yes, I know.
You're a violent person.
That's an issue. It's an issue for another time. Disclosure.
It was an assumption.
So this someone who disagree at the moment are making notes that you just said that, and I'll just record that. No, because sometimes this is the other interesting issue. I was talking to someone recently, a woman who fought back. So when she was attacked by her partner, she, the only thing she could do was to fight back, because that would put him in his place for a little bit until the next time. And it was the only way she could finish it. If she didn't fight back, she was fearful that it would actually get her. So, but she was labelled as a violent one. How does that happen?
Yeah.
She's the victim fighting back.
The way society deals with it these days is just not the right way, is it? Like, she had to defend herself. Or, so what? So you don't defend yourself and you end up, seriously hurt or mentally damaged even from the abuse? Like, you have the right to stand up for yourself, don't you? Like,
yeah, absolutely. And perhaps the issue was she shouldn't have stayed in that relationship.
no, she should have.
But there are
It's not as easy as just saying that, though, is it? Like, you can't
That's
just
the
go,
thing. There's no way you can
alright,
support
no,
yourself.
this is no good, I'm not happy the way you treat me, leave. Like, we don't can do that. We stick it out with people thinking things are going to change.
It might get better.
They don't.
Then it comes down to your self-worth too, what you believe in yourself.
Or circumstances of why you're tied to this person as well. Like, if you have children with that person, you're less likely to walk away from them than if you did.
Well, and part of the problem with that, of course, is that sometimes the perpetrators threaten violence against the kids if they
The kids are the innocent ones.
try to walk into that relationship. And I think the other thing too is that women find it difficult to leave relationships for a whole host of reasons. And I think it's really important for us to understand what those reasons are, Can you guys think of reasons why, apart from what might happen to your kids or something that happens to them, do you guys think there's some reasons why people would stay in a relationship?
Comfort zone. That's all they know, and if you're told something from them, you tend to believe it.
So most people don't have anywhere to go, so I think it's better to live. Nothing. And the resources are there. If you don't have like family or someone that can take in,
Yeah. What do you
Plus, they also
do?
spend the money as well.
if you're relying on your partner or the partner's relying on each other, where do you go?
And they may be scared and feared.
Yeah.
We can be threatened as well. Like I know I was put in that position once upon a time. If I left, I would never see my kids again.
Yeah.
That was the threat that I was given by my ex-partner.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the reasons why I did stay with him.
Yeah. So why
Not
would
anymore, but at
Then
that
you should
time,
have
yeah.
that.
So Claire, why would you have believed him that you would lose contact with your kids?
Because he probably would have done it.
How would he have done it?
Leave state.
Kidnap
And
them,
he
take
actually
them,
said it
and go.
quite a few times. If you ever leave me, I'll leave state.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not talking about John, I'm talking about Nathan. So we'll make that clear.
Bleed those out.
We'll just leave that. But you're right. You're right that often women find that they either have nowhere to go, they're fearful of leaving, and they feel trapped, I guess. To some
Another one is that, like you say, protect your children, because if they're thinking out of you, they're leaving the children alone.
Yeah.
But they're not thinking about it. I suppose it's better to
That's the thing.
But I think that's the other thing though. When you're under that kind of pressure from that kind of treatment, you don't think outside
things
of
you're
the
not
box.
thinking, you're not thinking that you
You're
can get
mainly
better.
focused on the fact that you're receiving this treatment from this person. You're not thinking, oh no, I should get the kids out of the house, or do what's best, even if you don't have kids, or do what's best for me. You're focused on what you're receiving.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing to just take half that in and think of where you're going to go next.
I agree. There's a quick one here from Michael Hart. Michael says that relationship issues are nothing to do with child protection.
Well,
It is.
Well, Michael,
What
I
Rocky
wish you-
Cup?
I wish you could tell the department that. I think relationship issues in general are not actually, and I would agree with that statement.
But if there's
It
violence,
does
it is a
depend how
child
they-
issue.
It depends on how they're dealt with also.
Yeah.
If there's a violent
If you
issue,
have relationship issues and then you're dealing with them in front of the children, if you can't focus
Keep it
on your
separate.
children and then talk about it later, but obviously that's not a major domestic violence issue, then if the children are exposed to it, then it is a child protection problem.
Yes, sir.
If you're tuning out two children because you're arguing with someone or the children are being exposed to it, then it is a child protection issue. But I guess it would only be like the not major relationship problems that you talk about later. But we're talking about domestic violence.
Yeah, if we're talking about communication problems, general just not getting along type problems, or if we're talking about extramarital affairs, all that sort of stuff, then you're right, Michael. They're not a purvey of the department. But if you're talking about kids witnessing violence and abuse of any description,
The effects of those relationships.
that's the trauma.
Well,
Well,
okay, and thanks, Michael, for raising that. So what's the issue in terms of the violence or the abuse, or whatever that might look like? What's the impact of that on the kids?
Trauma.
Trauma in what way? What way though?
I think mum and dad aren't
Getting along.
get along. They probably think they're the reason. They take it to heart.
Yeah. So what's it doing to the kids?
So they become withdrawn too sometimes to it.
Yeah.
We're the closest people to them. This is where the attachment's meant to be with parents.
Exactly.
And if this is a behaviour that you're displaying,
The
that's what
attachment's
your
going to break
children
at all
know.
times.
And it's like, hey, mum, that's how a relationship works.
It
So
doesn't.
then and unless they see any different, then that's what they're going to believe. And
And they're going to grow up
Yeah.
doing that
Yeah.
in the future.
Yeah. So so I guess we're looking at how does this impact the child in terms of their own development? How does it impact the child in terms of how they have relationships in their own lives, their interaction with others, how do they feel safe in an environment where there's violence and abuse? One of the things that kids will often talk about is, when my father was abusing my mother, I wanted to protect my mother.
Yeah.
But I couldn't because I was, 7 or 8 or I was
You
pretty
got knocked to the
powerless
ground.
in
Yeah,
that
exactly.
sort of situation.
That's so
So,
plain.
yeah,
And
yes, and they feel responsible.
it's not for the children to
Yeah.
look after their parents. That's our job to look after.
Well, our job is to make sure that their environment is safe.
Exactly.
That's right.
Look after the kids
So
first.
that's the key issue then, isn't it, around domestic violence? It's about whether or not the kids are living in a safe, it's an emotionally, psychologically, and physically safe environment. That's the key issue, isn't it? Yeah. So
Yes.
when these issues are raised, all you guys kind of have these issues to some extent. Some have been perpetrators.
I'm over that now.
Yeah, you've heard of that now?
I've already got into it.
You've moved on?
Yeah.
Oh, good on you.
I have other hobbies now.
She has, we won't ask what those hobbies are.
As long as they're legal, we don't care.
This is all allegations, please.
But you'll find the videos on But, so, distractions. Look, Jodie's been away for a couple of weeks.
She's distracted the whole
I should be
team.
at home in bed.
And she's working now, working a little butt off, and she's tired and exhausted. Good to see you.
I know, it's good to be here.
Yeah. But I guess we need to look at, how are those issues viewed? Particularly, we've been in a violent situation, we've now left that situation, and we're kind of determined never to get back into it. We've discovered that we've lost our kids or whatever as a result. How do we manage all of that?
Well, you need to understand how you got yourself in that position in the first place. Like, was it perhaps, you didn't feel a sense of belonging when you were a child with your parents, caregivers, and therefore, even though it was a negative relationship, you felt a sense of belonging there.
Yeah.
So you put up with less than your worth, and
Yep.
you had a sense.
So what are the key lessons that one would learn from having left that situation that you need to convey to the department if they have met kids?
If that you recognise, or like say perhaps triggers and.
Sorry, anybody with any ideas who's watching, please let us know. We're happy to have Avery tell us what they are.
I can't remember now.
Positive feedback.
No, I can't.
Little blank.
Can anybody remember what my question is?
Well, you were asking what approach people could take
To not get the same situation.
to not get the same situation again. And one thing that, if I can, it's relating to someone, again from Michael Hart, he says that the New South Wales approach when men are victims of domestic violence is that to tell the men to report to the Department for Women.
Oh, good thought. Yeah, why not? Because there needs to be a record. That's the issue. That report. So.
Did you read that comment? Say, hey Spike,
Who's,
come to the circle and have your say, Dave.
who's
This
Spike?
would have to be the biggest load of bollocks I've ever heard. This needs to be shut down. No, what does he want to say?
Who's that?
Sweetie.
You know
Spike.
Spike?
Want to say? No, I don't.
Oh, well.
Someone who's
Are
discovered.
you a keyboard warrior?
Where will Spike you?
If he doesn't, if he doesn't like it, spike off.
Yeah, that's right. You don't have to watch.
Spike.
We haven't put a gun to your head.
I'm sure Spike's a lovely bloke.
We haven't put a gun to your head
Like
yet.
at all.
I don't think Spike's very happy. No.
He tuned in, obviously tuned
Let's
out.
have a conversation about Spike and the potential he has to.
We all
moving on from Spike.
give him a slap on the
I
back.
guess the issue is that the impact that it has on kids is great, and that we need to find ways to be able to convince the department that those issues are not only going to play a part in our lives.
And then the department needs to be sure that you, if there's signs that you can address those issues, if you perhaps, you might need to reach out for support and that. But if you expose your children to it before, you need to make sure that it doesn't happen again.
Yeah. So I guess so the issue is make sure that you're not having another relationship, make sure that relationship is not violent, to make sure that you don't have any form of violence or abuse in your house whatsoever. And to make sure that if there are, because often I think there are mental wellbeing issues that sit around violence as well, for those people that are victims of domestic violence, they often experience some mental wellbeing problems, and low self-esteem, and so forth, and they need to deal with those issues. So I guess it's about having those managed. I guess it's also about getting a DD service involved.
That's it.
There is
Social
quite a bit of
counselling, yeah.
support out there, but yeah, I guess you need to know where to find that support.
I suppose the other question is, when you're in that situation, can you recognise it yourself?
Exactly. There's a lot of people can't.
If that's what all you can
Because it's not always about actual physical violence either.
But,
We just do a swap.
Oh.
But yeah, so as I was saying,
Mel, do you want to come in?
it's not necessarily about the physical side of things, but like you might come from, like in my own experience, I had something traumatic happen and I ended up in a relationship, and then I was being treated rather poorly by this person, and she'd lose her temper and she'd hit me, and I'm a big guy, so it would be like nothing to me, and I'd never thought about it until after it's all said and done, realised that, you know, she made me feel like I was a small person. But I had to come out of the situation to realise it as well.
How did she make you feel like a small person?
It was not just physically hitting me, but she used to say a lot of mean things to me. She used to bring me up and tell me I need to get my ass home, otherwise she's going to kill the kids and things like that. Like a lot of stuff that you just think, oh, I'm going to go home, I'm going to go spoil my partner. That's the way I used to think of things, but now I know that wasn't okay, and I should have either said something to her or got some help. But it's really hard to know when you're in that situation if it's not a physical thing. Like as a guy, like we're in an age now where we're allowed to have feelings, but it's
we've always been allowed to have our feelings.
We're allowed to express our feelings, I should say. But like I'm not far off 40, and so I'm still trying to transition to that stage where I'm allowed to express my feelings. So that was part of the reason why I just put up with it.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point about how you can. I think for a lot of people that are in those situations, and I experienced that when I was in work. I found that one day I realised that all the things that had been said to me had been building up, but I wasn't aware of them. And then suddenly, this one day, it all comes down on you and you think, oh, gee, I don't need to put up with this any longer. Do something about it. Have you got anything to offer about that? I mean, those sort of feelings of being in a relationship and wondering what's happening to me and why am I feeling the way that I am? I
think you don't even notice it to begin with. It starts off really small, it just sort of progresses, and then you're in too deep. And you don't really understand how you got there, how you get out of it. How else? It's not really like. I stayed for financial reasons. The kids went to private school. I didn't want to take them out of private school. They were settled. They had special needs. Moving them to schools just wasn't an option. It wasn't going to be good for them. So I stayed for number one, financial reasons. Then because he was their dad had money. He'd take me to court, take the kids because he had the money. I didn't. Well, either way, I was worried I was going to lose my kids. Either way, I lost them. Because it was either he was going to take them or DCP were going to take them. DCP took them. I ended up getting them back, which is killer. But at that time, for me, I didn't think there was an out. There wasn't a safe exit plan. There wasn't any of that for me. It was I'm stuck.
Did no one talk to you about the way out? So if you had that help and someone had been talking to you about that, would that have been helpful to you?
Dear me.
Yeah, right.
It's a big nose.
You're talking about mine?
No.
By the way, Mel has just taken over one of the segments. I think we talk about most of the night. We do.
Has he said anything yet?
Yeah.
Oh, don't pay him any attention, and perhaps hopefully he'll go away. So you noticed though that things were being said to you that were putting you down, that were diminishing your sense of self.
Yeah, look, even just simple things like, okay, kids, make sure your room's clean before Dad gets home. Mum needs to prepare him a snack, get him a drink, because we don't want him grumpy when he gets back from work. Like, even just simple things like that, everything changed. But it was all over a long period of time.
It was about controlling.
It was, yeah.
And it builds up. If you've this set behind, it doesn't just start out of nowhere, like DV starts, like you're saying, it builds up. But if we're not doing anything about that behaviour, then we're saying it's okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, precisely.
Like what I used to, a few times the times I was with my ex, and I tried to leave, I wouldn't do with that. I would get, oh, what am I going to Ryan? So I instantly think, oh no, I don't want to break my kid's heart.
Yeah.
So I would leave. That happened quite a few times, and that was the one thing I got every time was, guilt tripping me straight away.
Yeah. I did join Anderson, so our mate Spike did ask us what is the root cause of domestic violence.
That's an interesting question.
And I guess we ask that at the beginning when we were talking about that?
Did we explain it in the beginning?
No, I don't think we did. So really,
Yeah.
I'm glad Spike's here. Spiking us with appropriate questions.
That's a good question.
There is some intelligence there.
Yeah.
No,
Great
Spike.
question.
But so what is the root cause, do you think?
I believe it's it begins. Do you mean Spike the perpetrator or the victim?
Well, don't ask me. Doesn't
domestic
matter.
violence.
We don't want to entice him.
He's communicating. Which is good.
Well, just answer the question now.
Okay. Well, for the victim, I believe that the reason that people get involved, and I've been doing circle security the last few weeks, and we were discussing about the effects of our development and not being in the circle and not having our emotional needs met, and then when our emotional needs are not being met as children, I guess in some ways we don't always. You're probably better at explaining.
We're elsewhere, don't we?
Yeah.
If there's no safe haven to come back to support us, then where do we go? And we tend to seek, like I was saying before,
Drugs,
about bad
alcohol,
relationships. We
DV.
seek that support elsewhere, where we have a sense of belonging. They might be
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're talking about what's the root cause for the victim, and really I think the question is more about what is the root cause for the perpetrator. Why is it that people need to control other people? Well,
Maybe they were controlled. Maybe they were controlled.
Maybe that's what it's intergenerational.
well, it could be.
They feel that behaviour is acceptable.
Well, it could be learned behaviour.
I don't think there's just one answer to that
That's not
question.
it, though.
There's many answers.
Well, I think that
Quite broad.
I worked with men for 25 years around domestic violence and doing anger management programs and stuff. And I guess the most significant thing I discovered about, well, not being a man myself, of course, but working with these men is that they often feel, there's three things men feel. This came out of some research years ago. They feel hopeless, helpless, and powerless. They're the three things that men feel when they're trying to control another person. So it's about trying to help men to understand that they don't need to control. The first thing they need to understand how they're feeling, and they need to understand why those feelings are there. And then they need to understand that they don't have to be whole in a relationship. You don't have to be controlled. You have to be equal. So it's about trying to find out what that equality looks like, how you share stuff, and particularly, as Anthony was saying, talking about your emotions and your feelings is integral to all of that. So the root cause is that men feel shitty about themselves, right? So and they take out that shittiness against their partner. You have a bad day at work, you come home, whatever, and you take it out on the family rather than dealing with that way that you're feeling in a more appropriate and sensible way by actually just talking about it.
Karen Elizabeth raised a good point. She says, I think if there was less stigma with mental health issues, people might be more comfortable about getting themselves out of dangerous situations or even be praised for trying to get help, not punished.
I agree.
How much of the mental health issues stem from domestic violence also?
And developmental trauma and not having our needs met in the circle and everything.
And also, and I hate to bring up attachment, but also the attachment issues that they had as children with their own parents often sort of expresses itself within relationships too when you're older. You want to be loved, you want to be nurtured, and for a lot of guys, they're not receiving the love and the nurture in the way that they want it. They think that sex is the way by which you are loved, and that's not true. That's lust. The guys out there, it can be a gentle and sensitive moment as well, but often men think that, I'm not getting sex, therefore she doesn't love me. But if you're yelling and screaming and shouting at her and hitting her, then why in the hell would she be sensitive to your needs?
I'm sure I was actually in the first place.
Oh, that's right.
She loves her.
And then the sex after that actually becomes rape, because
Is it a
it's
form
not
of attention seeking, do you think?
Huh?
The violence that men do to women or women to men, is it a form of attention seeking?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think they're looking for attention. They're often men are looking to be loved and appreciated and understood. The things that they're not doing that will help them to do that is to have a conversation about how you feel and what's important to you.
The majority don't know that that's okay to, like,
But
we talked about before.
not everybody's like Anthony.
I think drugs and alcohol could have impact with domestic violence as well, and cause that to get.
Absolutely, absolutely. Another.
Some people just have to lash out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Some people can't help but lash out when they're angry as well.
Yeah.
So some
If
people
they only
do.
know happiness, anger, then yes. And you can
And
bottle
there's a-
stuff up. Yeah.
And there's an excuse that men would often use, and that is that I have a very short fuse. And it's the most pathetic excuse you can have, because so guys will say something is said to me and then I just explode. The reality is that people don't just explode, that there is this moment before they choose to explode. And what we used to do in my programs was we used to look at that gap. So, that gap can be a moment, it can be a split second, but at some point there's a choice between how I'm feeling and how I choose to respond. Yeah? I worked with a story of, many years ago, I worked with a guy, my spinal guy I've ever met. He'd have a fight, I hope it's not a spite. He'd have we're over spite, okay,
No more spite.
So this guy would get so he'd be with a group of people that we had a pub or somewhere, someone would say something to him, and he'd go, next minute he'd wake up, he'd come to, and he'd just feel his bodies scattered around him. And it's sort of nice. But when we talked about it, he said also, I just black out, that's it. What he realised was, when we had a conversation, was that he noticed that the blood appeared to be, so he felt this warmth coming up his body, and when it got to around his face, he would then black out. So even he said that he had this moment where he would just lose it and would black out, he had a feeling. So he was able to say, well, whenever I have that feeling, I have choices about how I can deal with the situation. I can walk away. I don't have to go through what I would normally go through. And I found that with all men that I've ever worked with, there are those moments where they can make those choices. The question is, why don't men make those choices more often? Anything else that you guys might talk about in terms of domestic violence?
I think there's one more subject we need to talk about as well, and that is accusing people of domestic violence when it's not actually happening.
Yeah,
that's
that's
another thing that's happened a lot.
Yeah.
I bring that up because I've been
You're
in
an angry man, mate.
situations. Yeah, I'm apparently an angry man. I was accused of domestic
Sure.
violence. It was a way for my ex-partner to get ahead in the DCP, and so the DCP believed it straight away because I was quite confronting the DCP. Like they would come to us, they would say whatever they want, and I disagree with it and argue with them. And so they said, yeah, definitely, you're definitely that kind of person. You definitely do all the horrible things. And I had to work for 2 years now to prove otherwise I'm not. Like, I'm not a violent person. I don't see violence as the way of solving anything. And the only way that got sorted out, they still do sort of treat me like it, is because my ex proved that, she had no problem being around me or anything like that, but when we came to court stuff, being around me, she'd have to do the opposite. Oh, I can't be in the room with him,
Oh, something coming in.
I was actually just thinking about that.
So,
Makes
yeah,
much
so,
different colour. Was that who you were talking about?
Yeah.
There's a few of them, isn't
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
so
Sorry.
it comes up quite often on Facebook about like, should there be consequences of that? I think there should be. I think if you accuse somebody of something and you don't have any proof, or you're just doing it because you're a deceitful person, you should be punished for it.
Yeah.
You know? Because it's horrible. It has almost put a stop to me having my children in my care. It's the one major thing that's completely destroyed my spirit.
Yeah, there's another client I work with who the department are determined that he's violent. Like I was doing therapy with him, and they sent me an email saying, you need to talk to him about his domestic violence. Well, I've talked to him about domestic violence. As far as I was concerned, if he's not being violent, he can't talk. How do you talk about something you haven't been? You know, like,
Exactly.
and
Gaslighting.
They wanted, yeah, well, that's what it was. It was trying to get us to believe certain
Aggravate
things.
that. I suppose if you get something that aggravates someone, but the might be but you should never try to let someone lie, and they can destroy you the truth.
Yeah, well said, Tony. Well said.
Philosopher Jody.
I know.
Well
I love it because it will all come out in the end.
It does. The truth always does.
In my case,
Yes.
that's right.
Yep.
She, we were at court to, she was taking 18 orders against herself and stuff like that, because the way it was going, and while at court was messaging me, Facebook asking me if I could give her some stuff for the kids and stuff like that. But she's in the room acting like she's terrified of me. Oh, I can't be anywhere near her. But then after that, she had to go. So I had all the proof there and presented it to the DCP. I said, look, you know, if I was this horrible piece of music, why was she sending messages? Oh, we got the kids to fill over their name board. Do you mind handing those over to me while we're at court? But there's no way in hell she'd want to be like that if she's in the courtroom, won't be in the courtroom with me.
I think the issue is that, you know, like if you get to know both parties, you do tend to see, you know, who's like telling the truth or distorting it or making something of it that it shouldn't be made of. But you know, the sad thing is the department tends to occupy a position, and they're not going to shift on that position, no matter how good a guy you are. Which I think is a real shame, because if the social workers were doing their job, they would understand the nuances around domestic violence.
They accuse people of being violent people,
It's
but
too easy to accuse someone.
like myself, I could have been violent towards the department, but I'm a violent person. So how can you accuse somebody of being violent?
I guess it
You've never seen
depends.
it.
And we never experienced it, and they're certainly, and you know, Anthony's the most calmest. I mean, I know inside he's boring, but in terms of your
Apparently,
actions,
yeah. It's hot here, that's why.
Casey scored an loss last week.
Yes.
But yeah, how do they accuse you of something like that? Like I'm just not. I just don't see it's like violence.
I think maybe it depends. So if it's an accusation and it's lies, I guess it comes down to level of harm. We need to use that.
Well, maybe it validates. Well, it has to validate the decision that they've made.
Yes.
To return. So we must stick with that rather than seeing it for who you actually are.
What was interesting, if you remember the appointment we had with them, and they were like, "Oh, Tony, are you working towards anything mental health?" Oh, and you were like, "What mental health issue exactly?"
Yeah. Well,
Oh, his anger. And I'm sitting there like, really? Like,
Alright, next one. Try the
I'm
next
not
one.
angry. Like, you're annoying the crap out of me with you bringing up all this crap, but it doesn't make me angry.
and it wasn't like you had any real distinct mental health issues either.
No.
Did you ask them for an example?
No, you won't get an example. You get no answer.
Oh, maybe they don't have any examples.
Well, they don't, because they haven't lived his life, and they've got someone else's version of him. And
Yeah, they just want to stick with it.
it's their own experience.
And it destroys people's lives being like that, though.
Yeah.
Like, I'm definitely not the only person out there that's had to deal with it. A lot of guys have had to deal with it. Like, a lot of guys, a lot of male friends of mine have had arguments with exes, and then their exes have gone around and saying, "Oh, he did horrible things to me," and that's something like we have to live in the public with. So you have people whinging, "Oh, we have, you know, such and such," and it's just there's no point to accusing people of stuff or making up crap. You're just making your own life worse by making lies.
If the department is going to be saying that people are angry, anger is a normal human emotion. Everybody experiences, and whoever says that they don't get angry,
We all have
full
rights
of-
to be angry. It's just
The
it's
behaviour.
just-
It's
it's
how-
just-
yes,
it's
how you-
alright. What do you
like
do
how
with
you-
it?
how you deal with it. Yeah,
There's other
I
ways
agree.
to express how you feel without having to hit you or hit like
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
else or yell at them or something like that. Like you get home, you've got ways like some people like to.
Healthy
some people
ways.
need to be physical, so you know, like
Unhealthy
that's the
ways.
bag. Beat that up instead, you know. Some people like to be verbal, so if you're playing some online games, be verbal on people.
Abuse other people, that's a statement. Thanks for that, Anthony. That's,
But, you know,
very helpful.
there's plenty of ways to express like or get out those feelings. You don't need to be violent towards that person that you feel. Obviously, I would think you're comfortable enough to be violent towards, because like in a relationship, you generally are in a different zone with them than what you are like your best friend or you know. And so that's probably. I think that's why
it doesn't
they do
give
it,
you.
but
But it
no,
doesn't
no
give you
right
a
at all.
right.
I feel like it gives you less of a right.
Well, you should be respecting them more than you respect other people. You should respect everybody, but you should be respecting them in a way that makes them feel
I
safe.
suppose this is one part
Yeah.
I've never been able to understand it. Like when like my partner I have now, she's brilliant, and there's no way in hell I would even if I were playing around and I hurt her, I feel sad because I've hurt her, and you know she's like, oh, no big deal, but it freaks me out because like I'm way bigger than she is, and I'm quite a strong person, and she's not strong at all.
You do know she's just letting you.
No,
Yeah.
she's not. Don't tell her that. She's not thinking that.
I hope she's not watching this show.
But I would never ever think of hurting her because I care too much. So you know, like even in self-preservation, like if you're hurting that person, you're hurting yourself. So why do it?
Yeah. So, do we answer that question that why are people violent? Why do men behave in that way?
Well, I don't know. Is what's his name again?
No, we're over him.
We're over him.
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
Happy Joe.
Scooby don't.
Yeah.
So,
We're over him.
is there anybody other questions or anything up there?
There's been general comments, Margaret Doddridge reminds us that the views are can be male or female.
Yeah.
Sean Merton is saying that who people suffer the most is the children.
Yeah.
That here in Australia we don't actually have the Child Abuse Act.
Hi, Margaret. By the way, she's
And,
my friend.
Who's that?
Margaret, my friend from church. Yeah.
All right. Hi, Margaret.
Hi, Margaret.
He says that even third world countries like the Philippines have child abuse laws.
Well, I suppose that still falls under objection, doesn't it? It would, and the problem, I feel the problem is that yes, we probably do need some kind of law guideline for that, but the problem is that I feel like it just gets taken advantage of like everything else instead of being used for what it's actually there for.
Well, I guess just want to finish up with this issue. I guess it's important for everybody to accept that children must be safe under all circumstances. And where there is any form of violence or abuse, putting people down, emotionally and psychologically damaging somebody else, that does impact the kids. And that does traumatize children, and it does prevent them from having the type of attachment they need to have with their parents, with both parents. And it's just not acceptable under any circumstances, no matter which gender it is. It's just not acceptable. And we certainly, as the Child Protection Party, hope that as time progresses, more money and funding is provided for women and for men, for all people that are encountering violence and abuse and finding it constructive relief, get out of those relationships, and also to have appropriate housing. The other thing too is when people leave those relationships and they find themselves homeless, they're not going to become steps in the kids for them. And that's just sad and not appropriate. There needs to be more secure for those women who leave those relationships as well. And we just want to conclude by saying that this is the last of the circle. Everybody's crying.
Oh, sorry. Put myself in the eye. So I'm
We'll be violent. I'll touch you in the eye. And then we hope you have a great holiday. For those of you that are having a holiday.
I don't like something you just said.
What's that?
I don't like something you just said.
Are we back
I
next
think
year?
they should be stronger.
Well, add to what I said.
Yes. Okay. Well, you said there should be homes out there for women to go to and all that sort of stuff. No, why should a woman have to leave her home? If it's her home, why should she have to leave her home? No.
Sorry,
No.
you're right.
No, should be harder laws on the perpetrator, male or female, doesn't matter who it is, that they are removed, that they stay away, not.
I agree with you as well, and thanks for raising that point, Stace. I'm 100% behind that idea, because often we find that the police will turn up to a place and it's the women and the kids that have to leave, or sometimes just the woman and the kid stays behind with the abuser. You know, and that's totally unacceptable. One of the reasons why women do have to leave a place where there's extreme violence, though, is because the guy will come back.
Well, yeah, that's right.
And
Then stronger laws.
Well, there should be stronger laws.
Yes.
And there should be stronger laws around apprehension violence orders. There should be stronger penalties for those orders. You know, lots of men who break those, or people, once it was men, who break those apprehension orders. And there should be stronger penalties, locked up longer, and so on. And a lot more men should be instructed to go off and do appropriate courses to help them develop not about that relationship. You know, men tend to think that if I go into a course, it's because, you know, I'm going to have that relationship back if I get to it together. Bugger that. Yeah, work yourself out, and then you know, have another relationship somewhere, and hopefully it's not as damaging. Thanks, Dave. I really appreciate that. That's good. I did have Stacey's. I did have Stacey's, which is fabulous, really. I'm very excited about that. I won't have to hear for the next few weeks. But I have to call it by phone. Just to check my
What are you talking about? You're still coming to my house.
No, that's all right. Anyway, okay, so thanks very much for being with us this year. Next year is a fantastic year for the Child Protection Party because we'll be standing federal candidates in this state and hopefully in other states. And we have a very rowdy gallery today. Just behave yourself in the gallery, please. One of those persons should have been raised by a better parent. But I do apologise to the rest of the world.
She's amazing.
And so next year we've got a lot happening in terms of child protection parties. Isn't that right, Avery? We've got some.
It certainly is. We're hoping to hear about federal registration
Very soon.
in the next 4 to 6 weeks, I guess.
Yeah.
And once we're registered, we'll be able to stand candidates here above the line, which is very important.
Absolutely. So, what are you guys going on about?
Nothing.
We're about to finish off. And just,
I missed it. I don't know.
do you want to translate?
No. Oh, wow. God, no.
Do you don't want to share that with the rest of Australia?
No, it's live and once it's out there, it's out there.
Yeah, right, it is. You can't get back.
There's one other thing, if you want. The very first circle next year is talking about stereotyping.
All right.
Oh,
okay.
very good.
Okay, very good. Very good. So stereotyping, and what was the other one we did? Gaslighting.
Gaslighting and truth and faith.
Yeah, well, faith and truth. I had that around the right. Okay, so thanks everybody for being with us this year. I hope you have a really good holiday season, not just good season. I hope you have a fabulous 2019 and join with us next year to become part of the circle.
Bye all.
Oh, come on.